Hello and welcome back. So I've got the new channel up and running, and I looked through all of the videos that I had, and there was really, I think, only 2 that I was able to re-download and upload to this channel, because again, they've got to be under 15 minutes. So those are now public, and I'm just going to give you a really quick update, I think, on what I'm doing as far as a new project, because last I said I wanted to start something new. So what I have is this Bernat blanket, and this colorway is terracotta. And I think I have a total of 4 of these, and I was gonna do a granny squared blanket, but it was just a little too difficult, I think, to work with trying to see the stitches, I guess, and that. So anyway, this is what I've got so far. And it really is gonna be super soft. I did measure this one. Let's measure it again right now, because what I have found was that if I measure it to be, like, let's say I want it to be 40 inches, if I measure my chain when I'm starting to be 35, by the time the blanket is like at this point and I go to measure it, it's almost like it grows about 10 inches. So I'm pretty sure I started out at 30 inches with my chain. And let's see where we are now. So it looks like we're at about 32 and a half. Not bad at all, because I am not kidding you. I think the last project or 2, I had a huge growth on the chain. Okay, and then we're gonna show the Halloween blanket. Probably not much more than what I showed you last time. I don't think I picked this up since well, actually, I keep referencing the last video, but you're not gonna see the last video because I can't post it on here. So let's show you the Halloween blanket. Those are the colors so far. This one's pretty long. We'll measure this one too. What I did with this one, I started out with, I'm on the 2nd cake. I made these cakes myself with the colors that I had, and I basically just took the 3 colors and caked them together. So that is why you're going to see something like that, because I'm just letting it blend. So let's see how long or how wide this one is. This one's pretty wide. Probably wider than we should have went. I'm pretty sure I did measure this when I started it though. Yeah, this is ridiculously wide. Which you could probably tell by looking at it. Yeah, it's like 55 wide. I'm telling you, my chain was not that wide when I started, so maybe this acrylic yarn just does that. I don't know. Hold on one second. Yeah, so this is ridiculously wide. I feel like I need to frog it. I'm gonna have to frog this because I cannot have these blankets be this wide. They're gonna consume so much yarn. So at least that is what it's going to look like, as far as the rows blending into one another with the color. But I do like the color a lot. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, since I'm gonna frog this and start it over, I may turn this, well, I was gonna say I may turn this into a granny square blanket, but do I wanna do that? Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. See, not everybody likes a granny square or a granny stitch, but I think I'm gonna do that. I'm going to frog that, recake that yarn, and start over again as a granny square blanket, I think. So that'll be cool. I'm going to show you my flowers that I picked up yesterday. I did not clip off the price tags yet on them. Actually, on one I did, I think. That was it. So, hold on one second. So that's the hanging basket that I got. And then I got those two and those two. They were 2 for $15, so I got 4, and then the hanging basket. And then I have my flags mounted. All right. Okay, so I cannot believe that that blanket got that wide. So those are 2 projects. The other thing, I kind of decided that I'm not going to move the cubes in the yarn room because it's just going to be too much of a hassle. I really don't want the yarn in my room because some of the yarn sometimes has an odor, and I don't like smelling that chemical smell in my bedroom. So that's partly one reason. It's also a lot of times when it gets messy, I just don't want to see that. I like my room to be pretty. So at least for right now, we're going to keep it where it is. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to take the headboard back down to the garage, and then when my daughter comes home, I'll just have her put her tapestry up and she can use that, which is what she did before. And it'll look more like her room anyway, which is really what I want. So that's an update there. I am still working on my scrappy blanket, which is also very wide, but I'm not frogging that one. And actually, I will go get that and show that to you too, since all these things are really going to be new for you, since I couldn't show any of my other videos. Okay, and we're back. So we have this granny square in process. And it is mandala tweed stripes. I forget how much these said that they were. I got these for free in a giveaway from somebody's channel, and they had only gotten them for like $2.99, something like that. So I do have 3 or 4, so that's why I always have at least one granny square blanket going, because it's a no-brainer project for me, and you know, if I can't pay attention to color swapping, the type of stitch, things like that, then I like to have something like this. So there's that. And then this is the scrappy blanket. It's pretty big already. And I'm not gonna measure it because it's already too big. I'm running out of my scrap colors as far as dwindling down, and so I'm not gonna be able to continue to go. What I've been doing is I've been doing sequential colors. I don't know how many colors are here, maybe 6, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 colors there. So some of those colors, like, they're done. I'm getting to the point now where I cannot repeat some of those colors because there's just not enough left to do a row. So I think it'll be fine, and I think even though the width is really long, the width will actually turn into the length, and then I'll have the length be the width, if that makes sense. So basically it just means that your stripes are going to go this way instead of it being the other way. So that's what's going to end up happening probably with that one. But I was really surprised how nice that came out because, again, I was just trying to use up the colors, and because they were all just like scrappy pieces, and I figured I would donate it. But I will also say that these are acrylic yarns. They're so super soft. So when I picked the colors, I really just tried to stay with cool colors, which I think is why it came out so good. And I do have other scrappy yarn that I want to be able to kind of make another blanket with, and I'm going to probably try to go through and pick out some warmer colors and do a kind of different type of a blanket. I don't know if it would look better as a granny square or a stripe like that, so I may stick to the stripe again, we'll see. But that's not on my list of things to do. In another video, I will update you and show you the 2 market bags that I made. They were pretty easy and they go pretty quick, but they're kind of boring to me, so I probably won't make any more. But I made a medium size and a large size in 2 different colors. So I like those, and I have those. Other than that, I guess we're gonna wrap that up here. I've got so many bits and pieces of video now that I don't know where our total timestamp is going to be, and we've got to keep this under 15. So the other thing is that I think the thumbnails, so I can't get thumbnails like from Canva and upload them, but I can take clips from the video, I think, and use those. So and I prefer to do that, so that's going to be great. That's fine. So I guess that's all we got for you today, and I will catch you guys on the next one.